Good morning. This is the Blaine's World podcast that can be heard each week on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. You can also catch us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, and as well as the following website, www.blainesworld.net. I'm your host, Blaine Greenfield. I'm here in my Zoom studio in lovely downtown Fairview, North Carolina. Each week, we focus on positive news and information about people and organizations in both Western North Carolina and throughout the country. And to that end, it's my pleasure to introduce three guests today. And they are playwright Doreen Blue, and also two of our actors in an upcoming play, Mary Martin and Candace Lewis. I love the title of the group, and you'll have to tell me about that, Pass the Hat Players. And you can feel free to wave to all your friends and fans who are watching this. So I want to say hello to everybody. Great. Okay. Now, I'm at a disadvantage in that I have a little bit of Doreen's background, and she's originally from Rhode Island. She moved to Flat Rock, North Carolina with her husband once they both retired from teaching. An active participant in community theater, creating costumes, Doreen is also a busy volunteer attending the Go to the Carl Sandburg home and teaches Ageless Grace programs and also water aerobics at the YMCA. She has written two plays, the humorous stories from the MOB, I Love It, Mothers of the Brides, and a serious one, Hole in My Heart, written with Ellen Douglas about the issues of gun violence and its effect on the survivor. And today we're talking about, I guess, which play is this, a third play? Or this is Mothers of the Bride, right?
This is the one in progress, yeah.
Okay, great, in progress. And you're going to have to help me, both Candace and Mary, but Candace, if you would, your background, if you would, please.
Well, my background has nothing to do with being Mothers of the Bride. I spent my career as an officer in the Marine Corps. And I suppose that if there was an actress in me somewhere, it was hidden. But Doreen has been a blessing in my world, and she's brought it out of me, and I'm thrilled to be part of this show.
Now, very exciting. Is this the first time you've ever acted?
No, I've done off and on.
Okay.
My life.
Okay, but you'll be in this play. And same question, Mary, your background, if I can.
I am a retired special education teacher. I taught for 33 years in Henderson County. And I'm retired and living life and enjoying everything. I volunteer at Bullington Gardens, where I am the champion of the fairy garden there. Kind of.
That's a great garden. I didn't realize that was yours. That's a great spot.
Great. And Doreen and I have been friends for a while, a long time, since she was in the school system. And I'm just happy to be a part of whatever Doreen wants to do.
Now, have you ever acted before?
No, not really. I did have a part at the Hendersonville High School Peter Pan. I played the old Wendy, and the only reason they wanted me in the play was because my name was Mary Martin.
Oh, right. I was going to say. Oh,
That's a great qualification.
Okay, great. That's a great line. I love it. No, Peter, when was this? When you were a child, or when you in that show?
No, I was an adult.
Oh, okay.
I was an adult, a teacher there, and they put on Peter Pan and asked me to play the older Wendy. And
that's great.
It's great,
did.
but
the whole reason was to get my name in the program.
I love it. But it's also typecasting, you know, whatever. But that's a great story. I have to remember that. So anyway, let's go back to Doreen then. So this is now the first or second play you wrote?
Well, this was the first play I wrote, yes.
Okay, and so how did it come about?
Okay, well, I volunteered at a lot of making costumes, and we would get a lot of donations, and a lot of the donations were Mother of the Bride dresses, which were lovely, but I never heard of a character in a play, you know, that called for a Mother of the Bride. So to a friend of mine, I said, someday I'm going to write one, and I did.
And so how long did it take you to write the play?
Well, I started out with 8 characters, and then my friend Annette, she said, make it bigger, we can produce this. and I can't remember Annette's last name. I was going to drop her name, but we expanded it, and then Brevard Little Theater did it. That was our premiere 5 years ago.
It's not Annette Hobbs, is it?
Yes, yes.
Thank you,
It came
Candace.
to me. I don't even know it.
Oh, I'm so sorry I missed it. So you did it originally at Brevard Little Theater.
Yes, we've done it about 25, 26 times so far. We do it as wherever anybody wants us to do it. We've done it at Carolina Village and Lake Point Landing. We've done it as a fundraiser for different groups. We've done it. This one's going to be a fundraiser at United Universal Church, March 19th, on a Sunday at 2. And it'll be a fundraiser for Hendersonville Middle School is going to Washington. So we donate all the money. We don't get any of the money. We want to do it as a community service program.
And you mentioned Brevard Little Theater. I feel so bad because I love stuff they did there. And that's right. It's closed for it closed, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a
Yes,
shame
it
because
is.
they did such a nice job on some of the things they did and
Yeah.
really good work. And it's so tough to do community theater. So you're doing it now then March 19th. How long have you been in rehearsal for this?
We really don't rehearse. It's a series of monologues. Each of the women has 2 or 3 minutes of monologue about describing their dress. And we've had, in the past, we've had 30 actors coming in and out. So sometimes if the dress fits, you get the part. It started out with those 8 little parts, and we had a women's weekend, and I brought it to my friends, and after a little bit of wine, I said, let's read these parts, and they thought it was fun, and it just kept growing and growing, and now there's probably 28 monologues.
And so the upcoming play, and then we'll get involved with Candace and Mary's role in it. But the upcoming production on the 19th, how many women will be in it?
22.
Oh,
And Candace opens for us, and Mary closes for us.
Okay, well, let's talk about that. So that's no small play, you know, that some plays usually have 8, 6, 9 people. 22, you're going to have 22 people doing these monologues.
Yeah.
And so can you talk a little bit about then your monologue, if you can kind of give a Reader's Digest version of it?
Okay, well, I have my beautiful dress on. You can't see it, but it has a surprise in the back. But my opening line is, I was not going to spend an extra $75 on a size 2X. Order me the size 18, I tell the sales lady. So that's where mine goes. Candace, give them your opening line.
Wait, even before I do that, though, so one of the nice things, I guess, Candace, about somebody writing a play is they can be in the play themselves. So you're in the play as well. But I love that line. Candace, your opening line. Do you remember it?
Yeah, yes.
She better know it.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's something that wasn't mentioned is that all of the women in this group are self-motivated, and they work tirelessly, presumably on their own, to get ready for every production. So it's refreshing every time we get together, and it's new and different every time we get together, but it's quite wonderful.
Now, every time you get together, do you have sometimes different women play the roles?
That has happened on occasion, yes.
Yeah. We have the original 24 women. Of those women, we have 10 left. But it started out with just friends, people that never acted before, and then I got some other people that really wanted to do it. We had a couple of people that said, oh my God, never again. It's too much to be on stage, but a little twisting. But the amazing part is everybody has grown so much in their part. You only have 2 or 3 minutes to convince the audience that tell you about their dress. So say your line, Candace.
My opening line is, "Jeepers, I have dreamed of this day ever since the doctor said it's a girl." Oh.
Okay. And so you got your wish come true.
Yes.
How about Candace? Talk, if you will, about the dress. Is this something that you have, or you keep like, do each of the 20 keep these dresses, or they go into a central place at one time? What happens?
Well, I think Doreen mentioned that she has been a costume mistress,
Right.
and she has access to any number of wonderful outfits. And she's done her best to get me the ugliest thing she can find.
Was that the intent, for it to be the ugliest?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
was it?
I think so.
It's it's part of the story. I think it's been very difficult finding a dress that she looks bad in.
Oh my gosh.
So
Candace looks great in everything.
right.
Well, Mary, I'll ask the same question. So first of all, I'll ask you, if I can put you on the spot, your opening line. Do you remember it?
Yes. I married my high school sweetheart, Kenny Dahl Jr.
Okay. And how about do you like your dress?
Not really, but people seem to love it.
It's a great dress. It's a great dress.
Mary, tell them your last line.
Last line.
Well, the line you do with Kendra.
Oh, and we lived happily and perfectly ever after.
So she's the end of the play.
Okay,
and there's
great.
a surprise ending. So
Well, we won't give away the surprise ending, but the stories themselves. So it's incredible. There are like these 20 plus different stories in this.
yes, they range from happy, sad. There's a transgender person in there. There's a woman who doesn't know what she's supposed to be called because she has 2 sons. And she never thought she'd be a mother of the bride. So, what do we call her? There's one woman who's really funny, and she's her daughter dropped the F-bomb too many times, and she's not going to the wedding. So there's different characters. One of the characters I think that's pretty special is she's dressed in sort of a Salvation Army outfit, and she's an alcoholic, and she's seeing her daughter get married, and she wants to be there in secret. That one seems to be a really heartfelt.
So
And for us, every time she does it, all of us have the same sensation of sadness. I mean, it's truly overwhelming. But it doesn't matter how many times we do it. It's the same every time.
So what do you do in terms of getting the dresses there? Do you take them in a truck, or does everybody get their own individual? Like, where do these dresses
Everybody
hang?
brings their own dress. Yeah, they're responsible for their own makeup. We've given those dresses out, but Mary's dress has been worn so many times I had to remake it almost.
Mary,
She does a little
it has
cheer
many,
in it,
many
so.
different lives. It's
Yeah.
a fairy dress when we have fairies.
so in between, do you get to keep the dress? You keep it at your house? Okay, so that's one of the perks of being in this show. You get to have a dress. No, let me ask you. No, have you ever gotten the chance to wear this dress, other than acting?
To another occasion.
But
No, I wouldn't wear mine. Mine's
well, let me ask you: are any of the dresses, would any of the women like want to be seen in the dresses? Are any of them attractive or pretty, or?
yeah, oh yeah. I mean, they all look great in the dresses. Some of them are funny looking. Some of them have funny stories behind the dress. A couple of people, one woman is in a queen's outfit because her daughter decided to have a Renaissance wedding. And she's not too cracked up about that rental dress because it smells like beer and BO. One of the women, I have to say, you asked about them keeping the dresses. We had that COVID break.
Right.
And it's so funny, everybody came back and we had like 50 shades of gray hair. Everybody let their hair be gray. In 5 years, we've all, gotten a little bit older, so we're kind of grandmas of the bride, but we keep and people love it. And
Well,
men liked it too. Several men have said to me, I know those women. That's my aunt, or that was my sister-in-law, or I went through that with this one. So it's not just a chick thing. It's, everybody can relate to. One thing I wanted to say, one of the women is dressed in a hospital gown, and she's just showing us her dress on a IV pole. And that's our friend Kay Shirtliff, and she had cancer. So we went through that with her, and she actually took her skull cap off and was bald. So that was a pretty unemotional thing. Other people didn't want to do that because they didn't want to get cancer, but that was a pretty special one.
you were talking about the reaction of the guys, and I could just see myself saying this. Do any of the guys ever say that this was not only their aunt or somebody else, but it was their wife, or that, does anybody ever tell you, both women or men, that they went through the same kind of experience?
Oh, yes, definitely. Yeah, and a couple of them I've written their little bit of story into a few, as I've, some I've let go and some we've reworked. We had a mother of the groom that we added because people were like, hey, how come you're not talking about the mother of the groom? And that one has been a great success. People are like, I know that lady. Yeah.
Where I guess even different, Candace, would be the reaction, or Mary, if somebody says, has anybody ever said to you, not they know that woman, that I am that woman? Has anybody ever told you that they relate to any of the characters themselves?
Well, that hasn't happened to me, but I have a neighbor that one of the lines in the monologue of mine is my daughter getting a pretty high-paying job and knows how to spend her money, gets a lot of money, knows how to spend it. And then it's a $10,000 Vera Wang original wedding gown that she has purchased for herself. And one of my neighbors came up to me afterward and he said, I know that person. I know that dress. I know that dress. And I was going, wow.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never been mother of the bride. I had a daughter who got married. But let me ask you this, Mary. In terms of dresses, when women buy dresses, the mothers of the bride get the dresses. So is there a rental market for this, or do people always buy original stuff?
I really don't know. I've never been the mother of the bride either.
But wait a second. But if you
But
were
I
the
thi-
mother, if you were the mother
If
of
I
the bride,
was, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I would probably, look for something simple that I could wear again, which a lot of them you can't wear again.
because
But
I would,
which is another line in the show.
which is what?
That you can wear it, you can cut it short and wear it again.
Oh.
That's Doreen.
That's
Yeah.
Doreen's line.
Yeah.
Do people do that, Doreen? Do mothers-
Well, that's what all the people in the shops tell you. You can wear it again.
Right.
But the following line is, but that's the biggest lie since one size fits pantyhose.
Yeah.
Fits all pantyhose.
Wait,
So
wait, that's not true?
no, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
yeah.
if you see the dress that I have on, it's, a strapless. One of my lines is, I'm not going to go and cut it short and wear it to Walmart. I mean, it's beaded and all the dresses, the wedding didn't have to be like current. Some of the dresses are older. Some of the women wear dresses that they just look good in. They're not necessarily real mother of the bride dresses. And it's also who gets the part and who could fit in it, the dresses that I have in the closet.
How do you go about collecting the dresses?
Well, the one that Candace has on, I went to a secondhand store and I said, oh my God, that dress has a story to tell. I mean, it's covered with feathers. Like, who would wear that? Where would you wear it? So
All down the back too. It's lovely.
That's lovely. Oh, you're wearing, okay, modeling it for,
You have to come
But this
see
is
the
actually my
play.
second dress.
Yeah.
Doreen
Second-
got my first dress as well. That's crazy with feathers too. It has
Wait,
feathers,
so
feathers on it.
are you going to, you'll appear twice in the show?
No, it just, that was the first dress and I just progressed to this.
Oh,
dress.
Yeah.
Okay, well, does that
She
happen?
looked so good in the first dress. I kept saying, you got to trash it up a little, even because the line is her daughter is like vindictive. She thinks her she's a helicopter mom, and she said, "What's the line, Candace, about fight?"
Well, the whole idea of the Vera Wang original and all of that money being spent, I just kind of blow it off by saying, well, I shouldn't complain. They're paying for the wedding. And then I look down at this dress that I'm wearing that I absolutely hate. And I say, and she got this dress for me, this ugly dress. And then it's just, it was never part of my dream. Do you think she's punishing me? I'm sure of it.
But the price was right, so
Yeah, the price is right.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you too, Mary, in terms of preparing for the show. So how many times approximately have you done it? Do you know offhand?
I think I've done every show. So however many that was, Doreen.
27, I
Doreen
think.
just says there's a show and I show up.
Until you do it.
Mary, tell Blaine about your mother-in-law.
Oh, yes, my mother-in-law and sister-in-law came up from Charlotte to see the show, and I think we were Bavard. And I had two parts. I played we had two acts. So in the first part, I played a woman who is pregnant, and she's going to be, her daughter doesn't know that she's pregnant again, and she's going to be like 8 months pregnant by the time of the wedding. But I wore a dark wig and glasses, and of course I had a pregnant belly on, and
Different dress.
a different dress, yes. And then we had the second act, and I closed the show with my regular part. And at the end, she leans over to my sister-in-law and said, well, where was she? And she just went, she played the woman that was pregnant. She had no idea that it was me.
Well,
but I guess I really didn't look like myself, because I did have a very dark wig and glasses.
well, that's also a
I can vouch for that, because I didn't know who you were either. I can remember that in Brevard.
Yeah, I'd say that that's a compliment to you, Mary. I guess it must be in the family background. Your great aunt or grandmother Mary, the original Mary Martin. But I mean, you pulled that off. That's pretty exciting. That you were able to surprise people.
There are 6 women who do have 2 parts, at almost all the shows. So, and Mary had another part where you asked her about if would she wear that dress. Her daughter, we wrote a part for another actor, and her daughter doesn't want her to be in a dress. She wants a pajama party, so the lady comes out in pajamas. So a couple of people have done that, and Mary's done it. Really cute.
Now, Mary, specifically, since it was mentioned you have 2 parts in this, so you played 2 different characters in the play. Is that what it is?
Well,
right.
Yeah, 3 actually. I've had 3 different parts, but I've always had the Kenny's wife.
Now, to your credit, I'm very impressed with this, and I guess each you can address this. But do you now, aside from monologues, do you memorize the monologues or do you read them?
No, we memorize them.
Okay, to your credit, and is that tough?
Sure.
No, but I mean, really, that a lot of plays of this nature there's another play I'm trying to think of, where they have 6 women playing the roles, and oftentimes it's a reader's theater, but I really did a lot of
monologues.
Which one?
Vagina monologues.
Yeah, that's and there's another one out there too that they read it.
Love, Loss, and What I Wore.
That's the one I'm thinking. And I love the show, but they read it, so each of your actors, you put them to work, you memorize it. Was that tough for you, Mary, memorizing the parts?
No, I memorize pretty easily. Just, and sitting there, of course, I'm the last person, so I practically know every single part.
Right.
Because I
You
have
can't help
heard
it. You can't help it.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't help it. It's, I hear it every time.
Well, we
So
should let Doreen hear this, because if somebody gets sick or can't make it, we'll add a fourth role to that. Same thing, Candace, how many, you just have the one role in this?
That's the one
Candace?
role. That's correct.
Now,
Yeah.
same thing too, especially if you haven't been an actor. Was that difficult remembering the part?
And not so much because I just feel like I'm Jeannie's mom. I just feel like I am.
Okay.
And so it's just comfortable. It's that comfortable.
And that's really
I think-
yeah, Mary.
well, I was going to say, I think Doreen has done a great job of pairing the stories with the actors, that you really do feel like you are that person.
Yeah.
So it makes it simple to learn the lines and be able to be that person, because she's done a great job of pairing everybody up to their parts.
Thank you.
No,
We do try to get them to do like a background story. Like you only have 2 or 3 minutes to tell us what to convey to the audience who your character is. And the dress can just do so much. So they've really all worked hard about. I have a new actor. I haven't seen her do it yet. I think she's going to be great. She did it for me, and there's little or no direction. I just saw her. She videoed it, and then I critiqued it, wrote a couple of different comments for her, and I said, get a background story on there. Make sure you're conveying to the audience. We like them to actually talk to the audience and find somebody in the audience to say, hey, like, you get it, right? You understand that.
well, Doreen, let me ask you, in terms of your cast, both present and past, how many of them have actually been Mothers of the Bride?
I don't know if I've ever asked that.
That's interesting.
I never have. Mary hasn't. Candace hasn't. So.
Oh, really? Oh, so it's not a criteria. You didn't have to be a Mother of the Bride.
No.
I bet you Lynn has. I bet you Lynn has.
Yeah, there's a few of them. I think
Hey, no.
yeah, we've had 30, as I said, 30 past. We're gonna have a reunion sometime when this is all over. This happens in May, no, March, excuse me, will be our 5th anniversary. So I don't know, as far as outfits go, a couple of people have outgrown their outfit.
Yeah.
COVID was, as I said, not only 50 Shades of Grey, but we had some problems with outfits not fitting. So we just got new ones. Go to secondhand stores, and some of them are specific to a color. Like one of the women has to be in an orange dress. There's a bridezilla, she's in black. So there's criteria that I wrote as a costume person.
Are any of the actors responsible for getting the dresses, or you take care of that?
They can if they have one in their closet. Yeah. Oh no, I'm not a prima donna. It's like, no, if you've got one, wear it. Yeah.
Great.
A couple of
So-
people wore their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And they
talk-
look good.
Talk again a little bit about then the March 19th, where and when and time, all that good stuff, and how to get tickets.
Okay. So it's a fundraiser for Hendersonville Middle School, trip to Washington, D.C. It's March 19th, a Sunday. It's at 2:00 at the United Universalist Church, and it's on Canuga. And you just show up.
Can you, if they want, can people get tickets or not really? Just show up?
No, just show up.
Okay.
Usually we don't, it's not a ticketed event. Usually we go and do it as a community service. We've been to Givens, we've been to Carolina Village, we've done a fundraiser. We've for other groups, we ask them to make a donation to the Literacy Council, different theater groups, and we've raised over $4,000. So that's
Very nice.
nice.
On this one, people be asked at the door, I guess, to make a contribution. Is that how they'll do
Yes,
it?
they're asking for a $10 donation, but if you don't have that, just give us a couple of bucks. That's the Pass the Hat theater type.
But I love it too. Is that the name? That's where you came up with the idea of the theater?
Yeah, Pass the Hat.
But the great thing about this upcoming show is that I have to believe it'll be well received, because if you do it for, and I've done this too, for another group, hopefully they get their people to come to it as well. So it's not just the people watching this podcast or whatnot, that people in the middle school hopefully will support it as well.
Yes.
So,
and what I'd like to put out for the podcast, if somebody has a place that they're looking for a fundraiser, if you've got a spot, have a little stage. We've done it as small audiences as 8 people to I think our biggest audience was
Trinity View.
Yeah.
what was the biggest?
That place in Saluda. We did it
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah, we did it outside.
Oh,
The
really?
parking
I
lot.
think the biggest was maybe close to 100
Very
people.
nice.
We've done it at Hendersonville Little Theater, several nights there.
Very
It's
exciting.
fun. We love doing it. It's a great ensemble. A lot of, we don't get to see each other. Well, Mary and I do, and Candace on occasion, but the ladies don't get, they're from Brevard. They're from, where are we from? Saluda, Asheville. Yeah, they're all over the place. So when we get together, it's kind of like a fun time for us.
Talk to me, Doreen, also, I mentioned the introduction, you did another play, Hole in My Heart. What's that one about?
That's 25 monologues. Again, that's kind of my style, of people talking about gun survivors. Candace is in that one also. I couldn't rope Mary into that one, but there's I think 8 different people doing monologues. They each have 2 or 3 monologues of gun survivor, and there's suicide. There's a lot. It's heavy. We did it for the Moms Demand Action. Sure. And during COVID, Flat Rock Playhouse, which was a big honor, put it on as a Zoom that people could contribute to. Oh God, I'm not going to remember his name. The gentleman who was killed at the University of North Carolina.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I should know that, and it just skipped my mind. But that was a fundraiser, and they donated funds to him.
Very sweet.
John Owens, he did a beautiful job of. It's on a video. We originally wanted to do it on stage with 8 actors, a diverse cast, young and old, but COVID came, so we just masked up, did it on Zoom, and then we filmed it individually.
Have you ever done that one on stage as well?
We have not, no.
Okay.
And it calls for a diverse cast, obviously, and it's really hard to get the diversity in Hendersonville. So we've done it at the Universalist Church, shown the film, part of the film.
And if folks want to get more information about anything we've talked about today, this upcoming show, or reach you, what's the best way to find out more?
You can give me a call. Can I give you my number?
If you would, please.
Yeah, 828-551-6985. Or you can contact me at DEEBLU, DEEBLU7 at AOL.com.
And what I'll do, and thank you for sharing that, what I'll do is I'll also put that in the description. So if folks want more information, they can do this. Let me just make sure I have it on my sheet. I'm really glad you shared the email address, because I always wonder about that, Doreen. Is that to make sure we don't confuse you with DEEBLU 8 and DEEBLU 6? Is that it? So
Oh, yeah, right.
I always wondered,
Weird.
so we can reach
Yeah.
you that way. Okay, well, anyway, really looking forward to this. I'm going to try to make it on March 19th,
Oh, I hope
And-
you do come.
a Saturday and what town is it in
2
Hendersonville?
o'clock, 2
In Hen-
o'clock in Hendersonville on Canuga.
Okay, and I should ask each of you just to wrap up that after this play, do you have any big theatrical plans in the future or anything else that's very hot, Mary, you're working on or something people should know about?
No,
No?
not really.
Well, talk about your fairy garden though. Put a plug in for
There you go.
Bullington.
Yeah, very
Well,
interested. What about that?
We have a wonderful fairy garden that begins June 1st at it just runs for the summer at Bullington Gardens, and it's free, and it's just a trail through the woods into the fairy village, and it's very magical.
Okay,
And
kids-
Candace, you're always
love
doing.
Kids love it.
yeah, and Candace. you
Candace,
were
what are
saying-
you doing? You're always singing
Well,
and doing.
I'm very involved in my church, for one thing, and we have, I'll put a plug in for it, we have an evensong coming up the same day. So
Yeah.
I have to rush. I've been threatened within an inch of my life by my choir director. Gotta do my part for the Universalist Church and for Doreen, and then run down the road to St. John the Wilderness for the evensong.
And what time is that, Candace?
That starts at 4 o'clock.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
wow, that's
on the
tight.
19th, But
So-
the call is like 2:30.
Well, fortunately, Candace is not the last, which others should be in trouble if she was the last person that day, but you're not the last person on
She's
that day.
the first.
Oh, no.
Okay, so if we don't see Candace at the curtain call, then we'll understand why she's on the road. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'm there in
Doreen-
spirit. I'm there in spirit.
Okay.
You can just don't bother to change, just wear your dress.
Okay.
I think,
Well,
I think I'll have to change.
Great idea. And
Red and
Doreen,
white outfit,
same thing too, in addition to this play, the other one, you working on anything else in your spare time?
No, a couple of little things, but no,
Okay, well, anyway,
nothing I'm ready to share yet.
I'm not ready to share yet, but keep in mind, I'd love, if you ever do that other show about gun violence, I'd love to, see
Yeah.
that produced. That's very powerful. Anyway, I want to thank you three very
Very
much. This was a lot of fun. And I got the date, March 19th. Come on down to Hendersonville at 2 p.m. And I'm sure you're going to be great. It just sounds like a lot of fun. So thank you for being my guest on this edition of
Thank
Blaine's
you
World
so
Podcast.
much for having us.
Thank you for having
Oh, it's
us.
so much fun. And also, I'd like to thank my producer, Cappy Tassetti. Hopefully, we'll see you next week on either Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, you name it. You can find us. Thanks, guys. That was great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate
Have
it.
a good
Okay.
evening.
You too. Be
Have
well.
a good one. Bye now.